You could walk 10,000 steps a day, eat less, and still not lose a single inch of belly fat. Why? Because your body is using the wrong fuel. There is a short window right after you wake up where your body naturally shifts toward burning stored fat instead of the food you eat. If you walk during this time, you can push your body to start using stubborn belly fat for energy. But the problem is, most people unknowingly ruin this process within minutes of waking up. One small, common habit, something that feels completely normal, can instantly switch your body out of fat burning mode and back into fat storing mode for the rest of the day. And once that happens, it doesn't matter how far you walk later, you're not tapping into that stubborn fat the way you think you are. So it's not just about walking more, it's about walking at the right time. To understand why this works so effectively, you first need to understand why belly fat is so difficult to lose in the first place. When you wake up in the morning, your body is already in a fasted state. You haven't eaten for 8 to 10 hours, sometimes even longer, which means the quick, easy fuel from your last meal is mostly gone. At this point, your body is naturally shifting toward using stored energy to keep you going. This is the window where fat burning is most accessible. If you step outside and start walking during this time, your body has fewer options. It looks for energy, realizes there's not much left in the bloodstream, and begins tapping into stored fat, especially around the belly. But here's the problem: most people interrupt this process before it even starts. The moment you eat something, even a small bite, your body quickly switches back to using that fresh fuel instead. That natural fat burning window begins to close almost immediately. So instead of using your stored belly fat, your body just burns what you just consumed. That's why timing matters more than most people realize, because the short window in the morning can either work for you, or be completely wasted without you even noticing. To understand why your walking isn't giving you the results you expect, you need to look at one simple switch inside your body, and that switch is controlled by something called insulin. Every time you eat, especially foods with sugar or carbohydrates, your body releases insulin into your bloodstream. Its job is to take that incoming energy and either use it or store it. But here's the catch: the moment insulin levels rise, your body automatically slows down fat burning and shifts toward using the food you just ate. In simple terms, the doors to your fat stores begin to close. So if you eat breakfast and then go for a walk, your body isn't really touching your stored belly fat, it's mostly burning off that recent meal instead. You're still doing something good for your health, but you're not accessing the energy that's been sitting around your waist. This is where most people get frustrated, because it feels like they're doing everything right, but the results just don't show up where they want them. And here's the part most people don't realize: even a small snack, a few bites, or a sweetened drink is enough to trigger this response. It doesn't take a full meal. That one small action can quietly shift your body out of fat burning mode and into fat storing mode without you even noticing it. Now here's where fasted walking starts to make a real difference. When you walk on an empty stomach, your body doesn't have quick fuel available from food, so it's forced to look elsewhere for energy. And the most accessible backup source it has is stored body fat. This is especially important for belly fat, because that area is usually the most resistant and the last to be used when easier energy is available. But in a fasted state, the situation changes. Your body begins to pull energy from those stored reserves to keep you moving. Think of it like this: when food is available, your body uses it first because it's quick and easy. But when it's not, it has no choice but to tap into the deeper storage, including the fat around your midsection. This is why walking before eating can feel so much more effective over time. You're not just burning calories, you're encouraging your body to use the energy it has been holding on to. But here's the important part: this only works if you keep your intensity at the right level. If you push too hard, your body may start looking for faster energy sources again, which can reduce this effect. That's why a steady, moderate pace works best, allowing your body to stay in that fat-burning state longer. But here's where most people unknowingly lose all these benefits. There are a few small mistakes that seem harmless, but they completely shut down this fat-burning process before it even begins. The first one is eating anything before your walk. It doesn't have to be a full meal. Even something as small as a bite of fruit, a biscuit, or a splash of sweetened creamer in your coffee is enough to trigger insulin and shift your body out of fat-burning mode. The second mistake is walking too late in the day. By that time, you've already eaten, your body is already using incoming fuel, and that early morning advantage is gone. So even if you walk the same distance, the effect on belly fat is very different. And the third mistake is inconsistency. Doing this once or twice won't create any noticeable change. Your body responds to patterns, not one-time efforts. When these small mistakes add up, it creates the feeling that walking simply doesn't work, when in reality, it's the timing and approach that's off. And this is why so many people stay stuck, doing the right thing, just in the wrong way, without ever realizing what's actually holding them back. So now the question becomes, what is the correct way to actually use fasted walking so your body responds the way it's supposed to? The good news is, it's much simpler than most people think. First, you wake up and keep your body in that natural fasted state. Before anything else, you can drink a large glass of plain water to rehydrate your system after sleep. Then, instead of eating, you go straight into a steady walk. Not fast, not exhausting, just a natural, comfortable pace where your breathing is slightly elevated but controlled. This is important because you want your body calm enough to stay in fat burning mode, not stressed or overworked. As you continue walking, your body gradually shifts from using leftover energy to tapping into stored fat for fuel. And the longer you stay in that steady state, the more your body relies on those deeper energy reserves. The key is consistency and simplicity. No complicated routines, no extreme workouts, just a repeatable morning habit that signals your body to use stored energy instead of storing more. Over time, this builds a pattern in your metabolism where your body becomes more efficient at accessing fat for fuel naturally. It's not about forcing change overnight, it's about guiding your body into a habit where burning fat becomes the default response. Now here's the part most people underestimate: fasted walking is not a quick fix trick that changes your body overnight. The real power comes from what happens when you repeat it daily. Because your body doesn't respond to one single walk, it responds to patterns. When you consistently walk in a fasted state, your body gradually becomes more efficient at using stored fat for energy instead of constantly relying on fresh fuel from food. Over time, this creates a shift where your metabolism starts to favor burning fat more easily throughout the day. And you'll start noticing subtle changes first. Your midsection feels a little lighter, your clothes sit differently, and your energy becomes more stable instead of crashing after meals. But here's the most important part: this isn't about doing more. It's about doing it at the right time, consistently. That's what trains your body to stop holding onto stubborn belly fat as a priority storage area. Most people keep searching for complicated solutions when the real change comes from something simple done correctly and repeatedly. So instead of forcing your body with extreme diets or intense workouts, you're simply working with its natural rhythm and letting it do what it was designed to do all along: use stored fat for energy.